ladies and gents, start of a new week. I hope everyone had a really nice bank holiday weekend. But we are back here on the Knights Park project, coming towards the end of the project if you haven't caught the other videos that we've posted. Essentially, I just thought this is a really good opportunity to talk to you about, again, sub-base, mixture that the slabs are laid on, etc, etc. And this is a really good opportunity to do this because of what we're doing now. Essentially, what we are doing, you can see this is obviously an area where the slabs have been left out, and we've got little pockets of these all over the patio. Not too many, not over the top, but essentially you can see the client has actually placed some plants in the areas that we've left out. So essentially what we're doing is creating some ground level planting because of course it's such a large expanse of paving. We wanted to add back some greenery into the space. So as you can see, there's quite a few pockets around, not going too over the top. So this is a good opportunity for me to show you the groundworks involved with the patio itself. So in this hole here, we have really nicely exposed, almost like a cross section of the sub base and the mixture itself that the patio slabs are laid on. Here, and this is very important because obviously we've dug out the sub base to make way for this low level planting. You can see this black material here is the landscaping membrane, which basically stops contamination between the earth below and of course the type 1 sub base, which is compacted to create a solid base for the patio to be laid on. So you can see here, if I get my tape measure out here, I don't know how clear that is, but essentially we've got about 150 millimeters, which is quite large. You're talking 6 inches if you work in inches. So 6 inches of sub base, which has been compacted in 2 stages. Essentially, the first layer goes down at 75 mil, compacted, and then the second layer compacted. It's no good whacking the whole lot down and just compacting the lot. It's not actually going to secure the sub base enough. So once that process is done, once the area's been excavated, we put the landscaping membrane down to stop contamination through the soil below. Our sub base goes into position, as I say, compacted in 2 stages, and then finally the slabs themselves are then laid on a solid sharp sand and cement mixture. What that means is the entire slab is actually laid on a full bed of mixture. It's not dot and dab, so there's not a mixture in each corner and one in the center. It is a full bed of mixture, and that can be anywhere from sort of 40, 50, maybe even 60 mil in certain areas. Depends on how precise your sub base has gone down. But that, again, that's the process. That is the way to install a patio professionally. And here we've got our last exposed hole that hasn't been dug yet, and I just want to show you just how solid that is at the end of the day. So I'm going to try and set the camera up just so you can see. That's actually not bad, I tell you. I didn't expect that to go as easy as it has, but there you go. So this is my pole digger. Great bit of kit. This is a solid metal pole basically that I'm driving into the ground to break up the mixture, to break up the type 1, sorry. Now it's not going, you would think with the force that I'm applying that with, that would go down into the ground very easily. Sorry, wrong angle. There you go. It's created a little bit of a ruffle in the type 1. But it's pretty tough stuff, and that essentially forms your sub base for the patio. So obviously we're going to finish up digging that. This is the last one that we're going to dig out. Those will then be actually filled with topsoil once we've actually exposed the membrane. And as I say, it will provide some greenery areas throughout the patio to give a much nicer feel to the space. Now, again, because these are obviously incorporated into the patio, there's no good the client planting great big trees and great big shrubs that are obviously going to cause damage where the roots will find their way down into the soil and below the patio. So we've advised the client to obviously not go too mad with the plants, keep them small and precise, just to add that bit of colour in the garden, and they've done exactly that by the looks of things. The client isn't back from work just yet, but she's left out the different plants that we're going to be adding to the area. So it's looking so cool. I can't wait to show you the finished result. I hope those little tips sort of give you an idea as to just how much work goes into installing a patio professionally. This is probably the longest video that I've ever done, but I think it was worth it. So cheers, and we'll speak to you soon.